Japan's national team arrived in Mexico and almost ran away from there. Japan national team training in Mexico. Did you see the condition of the field? Just look at this, guys. This is a mess. This looks like a pasture. How is it possible that a World Cup team ended up playing there? Just look at this. No. What a shame. Someone could easily get injured here. Simply pathetic, and it's understandable that the Japanese don't want to play there. It's understandable that they say, you know what, I'm not going there. And in fact, here they tell us Japan complained about the fields that Tigres assigned for their training, right? Those are the fields of the Tigres soccer team. Various reports indicate that they were even about to leave Monterrey. Rayados would have provided their facilities for Japan's training. Okay, in fact, here they tell us, breaking news. The Japan team at the World Cup was furious with Mexico because of the conditions of the fields they were provided. They were so upset that Japan almost left the country. What a shame. But honestly, I'm not surprised. So, for those who don't know, Japan is going to play a match in Mexico against the national team of Tunisia. Let's remember that Japan is in Group F of this World Cup. They share the group with Sweden, Tunisia, and the Netherlands. And watch out, I think Japan is going to surprise everyone. Not much is being said about Japan. But what's happening with Japan is just crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if Japan goes really far. But the problem is, they come to Mexico and what do they get? This garbage. I mean, they give them this lousy field, this lousy playing surface. And that's not all, because it turns out the controversy and the drama with Japan is just getting started. And look, here they tell us a bad image of Mexico to the world. Yes, in fact, this news went international. What a shame. I'm telling you, it's reported that the Japanese national team faced poor conditions at the Tigres facilities. Just imagine, they call them poor conditions that were rented for their World Cup preparations. The situation supposedly escalated to the point where Japan was about to leave Mexico. However, Rayados de Monterrey, which is another team, right? The Northern Classic, so to speak, is between Rayados de Monterrey and Tigres de Mexico. In Tigres de Mexico, players like Guignac or Nahuel Guzman play, maybe you know them, and in Monterrey, Sergio Ramos was recently playing. Really? The Real Madrid defender. But anyway, let's continue. Now here they tell us, however, Rayados provided their first-class facilities, allowing Japan to continue their preparation in better conditions. Look at how the field looked. Look at this, guys. It's just a total embarrassment. Ha. Incredible. Guys, Mexico is a meme. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. And yeah, people are really upset, really angry. The Japanese are furious. And here they're telling us, what a freaking embarrassment. The streets? What a shame. No sidewalks in a city like Monterrey. Let's take a look at this.
Good morning.
How are they going to do?
How's it going?
They speak to the Japanese in Spanish. How's it going? And the Japanese just stand there with a face like, what? Wait. Look at this sidewalk. I mean, can you see? All of this is dirt, guys. It's dirt. They're walking on a dirt sidewalk. Ha. I laugh so I don't cry. There's really no other way to say it. Here they say, always bragging or showing off. People from Monterrey, they say here, with their city, and the Japanese have already told them to get lost, supposedly. How are they going to host them in a neighborhood without sidewalks? And then they send them to train in a dirt lot, they say here. I mean, just imagine. And yes, they were training in what, from my point of view, is objectively speaking just a field. That's what this is. This field is a total embarrassment. I don't know what the heck they were thinking putting a team like Japan here, because this news is already worldwide. I mean, everyone is laughing at Mexico. And I'm not surprised. I mean, the mockery is pretty fair, to be honest. Now, that's not all. Notice what they're saying. Players from Japan are leaving the hotel, right? They didn't want to talk. They only spoke with fans who spoke Japanese. Or what are they doing? The media in Mexico apparently seemed annoyed with the Japanese because they wouldn't answer them. Okay, let's see. The players are very calm, okay?
Suki, do you like Monterrey?
They ask him, do you like Monterrey? How is he supposed to like it, man? They were on a cow pasture and walking on dirt sidewalks. I mean, all they were missing was a cow or a horse around there.
Monterrey, Suki.
Do you like Monterrey? They don't reply. Which, watch out. I know this might seem disrespectful, right? For Westerners. But this kind of response is common among Japanese people, and I'm going to explain why. Many Japanese people feel embarrassed to answer questions in English, even though they can speak it. The vast majority of them probably do speak, but their English isn't perfect. Their English is very broken, and they prefer not to answer because they feel embarrassed. I think that's not right, you know? I believe they should try, but they feel embarrassed, that's it. I mean, between doing it badly or not doing it at all, they prefer not to do it. Do you like Monterrey? Nothing. None of them answer. But look, I just want you to see they're not rude. You'll soon see kids come up and take pictures with them.
For your fans, Maida.
A message for your fans. Don't touch it. Huh. No? There they are. Thank you.
Photo 1.
2. Yes. Do you like the motorcycle? Yes. Thank you very much. Are you enjoying Monterrey? And he doesn't answer this journalist who keeps insisting. It's incredible. What? Yes. 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 And well, there were the players from Japan. Like I said, they sent them to a cow pasture. And the guys were fed up. In fact, let's see what they tell us here. Look, they say it's embarrassing.
What a shame what happened with Japan in Monterrey. And as you know, the Japanese team is going to play in Monterrey and they had a place to train. That place was the Tigres Training Center. The thing is, when all the players arrived, they realized it wasn't in good condition. So instead of training at a specialized soccer center, they trained at the medical school. Yeah, man, the Japan national team trained at a medical school. In fact, the higher-ups of the national team were already ready to leave Monterrey to train somewhere else, but luckily this city is divided by 2 soccer teams and one of them actually takes things seriously. And that's because the Rayados of Monterrey stepped in and said, train at our complex.
Look, the excuse that the Tigres soccer team is giving is that they recently played the final of the CONCACAF Champions League, which is the Confederation final. It's like the Champions League final, but for North America, which was between Toluca and Tigres. So, since they were using their training complex, according to them, it wasn't in perfect condition. On the other hand, Monterrey was eliminated quite a few weeks ago.
Look, the idea wasn't for Japan to train there because the Tunisian team had already requested it. As you know, the Tunisian and Japanese teams are going to be rivals in this World Cup. But given the circumstances that happened, they're going to train at El Barrial where the Rayados train. But look, you're the real expert. Tell me what you think in the comments.
No, I think it's a shame. What do you guys think? Honestly, what happened with Japan is a shame. Guys, I'd like to read your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.